America today buries 13 billion tons a year of waste, and the world buries a great deal more. All of it is seen as kind of having an environmental and economic cost, and yet it contains elements that within the materials are actually quite valuable. And so the question is, how can you turn this so it's not a cost environmentally or socially, economically, but it's a gain? The notion, for example, long held in our country and elsewhere, that economic development and environmental protection are fundamentally at odds. To the extent we can demonstrate with a specific example that that's not necessarily the case, we can change the underlying philosophy with which environmental issues are handled.
It's a radically new way of thinking about technology, technology development, and sustainable development, and the implications that the human beings can have on that equation.
We have an answer that the world is seeking so desperately.
To look at waste no longer as a liability, but actually as an asset, something that can be valuable, something that we can take, break down, and rebuild into usable products in a way that was never possible before.
Molten metal technology. It's a startling set of ideas, a new way of thinking. Somehow, with this new perspective, familiar chemistries, technologies, and mechanics can be combined into a revolutionary new process. A process that recycles waste into useful raw materials. A process that can handle hazardous, non-hazardous, and radioactive wastes. A process that is both cost-effective and environmentally sound. A process both viable and effective over a long period of time. A truly sustainable solution. A patented process known as catalytic extraction processing, or CEP.
It's considered a manufacturing process that utilizes raw materials and generates products, not as a waste destroyer or waste process.
Industry, governments, and households generate wastes in all physical forms: solids, liquids, sludges, and gases. The CEP process recycles these wastes by injecting them into a bath of molten metal. Chemically, waste is made up of elements bonded into molecules. The molten metal acts as a catalytic solvent, breaking molecular bonds and reducing compounds to their elements. The elements are then reconfigured to create useful materials. Products are recovered from the molten metal bath in 3 phases: gases, ceramics, and metals, and are then returned to commerce. Radioactive waste often contains small amounts of radionuclides that are contaminating a larger mass. The CEP process separates the radioactive elements from the non-radioactive elements. Valuable products can then be recycled from the non-radioactive material. The volume of radioactive waste is reduced by a ratio of at least 30 to 1, and sometimes as much as 1,000 to 1. The radionuclides are encased in a stable form. And during this process, CEP uses a sealed vessel that produces no toxic air pollution, such as dioxins, no hazardous wastewater, and no ash.
The chemistry that we're finding out is very exciting. The application of that chemistry, the new solvent, a metal solvent, as opposed to, an organic-based solvent or an inorganic solvent like water, allows you to do wildly different things.
Technology is only part of the story behind molten metal technology. It is also a remarkable group of people, distinguished in their fields, who come together to tell a compelling story of commitment and dedication.
And so we've been really fortunate to get really brilliant, focused, solid people.
People were very committed to the environment and saving it for our generation and future generations.
You can say to your nieces and nephews and your grandchildren that you are making a difference, and that's important.
I do believe that our process will benefit everyone.
We will make the world a better place because we're doing what we're doing today.
You're taking a group of people and you're taking it, and the sum of its parts is greater than the individual parts by themselves.
And you can say that about the technology itself.
Together, this unique process and these dedicated people offer today's problems of waste disposal the first real commercially viable solution, now and for the future. Molten Metal Technology has focused on developing the remarkable CEP technology for 3 initial markets: government hazardous and radioactive waste, industrial radioactive waste, and industrial hazardous waste.
For materials of the highest toxicity that produce the highest risk to human health and human welfare, the society is willing to pay a certain amount to see them safely handled, and that amount diminishes the less toxic the material becomes.
Initially, Molten Metal Technology is concentrating development of CEP to handle the most difficult wastes, where the volume is lowest but the price highest. As demand develops, Molten Metal Technology will focus more of its efforts on the lower levels of this pyramid model.
So our operating costs and our net costs are actually extremely compelling for, let's say, the top pieces of this waste pyramid. Chemical weapons, nuclear waste, low-level nuclear waste, chemical hazardous waste.
Molten Metal Technology has built CEP facilities in each of these target markets. In the low-level radioactive waste market, Molten Metal Technology is operating a facility with Westinghouse in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. This fully automated facility processes low-level radioactive waste from nuclear power plants.
When you go out to our commercial facilities in Tennessee and you see all the computer systems and instrumentation and monitors, it's impressive, to say the least.
The system is achieving significant volume reductions for radioactive waste, and the non-radioactive elements are recycled into a fuel that is used in the facility. M4 Environmental, a partnership between Molten Metal Technology and Lockheed Martin Corporation, has also built a facility in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. This plant houses commercial CEP systems for processing mixed hazardous and radioactive wastes from the U.S. government. For Hoechst Celanese, a leading chemical company, a CEP facility was designed to convert waste on-site to synthesis gas, which Hoechst uses in chemical manufacturing. CEP is integrated to create a closed-loop industrial process. At its Recycling Research and Development Facility in Fall River, Massachusetts, Molten Metal Technology continues to develop additional CEP applications for specific waste streams. The facility houses experimental, bench, pilot, and commercial-scale CEP systems to demonstrate the technology and train customers to operate CEP facilities.
This is a place that's designed to build technology and to prove that technology's usefulness by seeing the satisfaction of the customers who use it day in, day out.
The Recycling R&D facility provides customers, regulators, and communities with performance information as a first step towards installing a commercial CEP system. Data from studies at the facility have led the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency to designate CEP as a best demonstrated available technology.
We've seen that because our technology exceeds current regulatory requirements, frankly, anywhere in the world, we can provide a technology that's going to do a better job at cleaning up existing waste problems, cleaning up production waste problems, and we can do it at a lower cost because of the fact that we don't create residuals that need to be dealt with.
Molten Metal Technology has attracted an impressive customer list and has developed strategic alliances with corporations that have specialized expertise to support the company's development. Internationally, Molten Metal Technology has executed agreements and attracted customers in a variety of markets, including Japan, Germany, and Mexico.
And so we found a lot of the most successful companies in the world in their respective fields, from Lockheed Martin to Hoechst Celanese to Fluor Daniels, to be very excited about working with companies like us.
It's just a new paradigm. It's a whole new way of thinking about handling and dealing with waste, and I think that that's the exciting part about it, is that there are relatively few solutions that are as environmentally friendly as this one. I can't think of any other one, and that has as many applications as it can to as many different kinds of waste without any negative impact on the environment. And you can't help but be excited about that.
We are interested in trying to figure out a way to change the world. Just a little bit, maybe, and just in our corner of it, but a little bit and in our corner.